We do apologize for that technical hitch. However, glad you could join us this Thursday morning. Hoping you're well from wherever you are joining us. Topping the news this morning. Now, the death toll in the Shakahola forest deaths hits 145, and the government looks to Israel to bolster business opportunities back in the country. That and more coming up in the news, including business and sports. My name is Mariambo, and this is Good Morning Kenya. Welcome to the program. I'm not alone. The crew is in studio. Mike and Stephanie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, it's Thursday, Entertainment Thursday. Mike, what do we have?
We have so much lined up for you. A lot of gospel artists are coming to bless this stage right here. As you can see, we are prepared. I'm prepared, personally. Because, you know, there's been a lot of things going on, and I feel a little praise is needed in your home, so stay tuned for that.
True. And I'm also excited about, we're launching, as KBC, we're launching a new station for the Embu population in our country for that particular local dialect. And I'm excited because we are going to host the head of the station just to find out what the audience should expect from it. It's going to be an amazing show for you. Entertainment Thursday, it is all about good vibes and, you know, and more. And the hashtag to use today is Entertainment Thursday at KBC Channel 1. My personal handle is at Stephanie Ayeta.
Yeah.
Marie.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Mike. And just as Michael said, and Stephanie, it's Entertainment Thursday. There's going to be a lot to talk about in as far as entertainment is concerned. But remember, there's also going to be a talk on the launch of Ngemi FM. So you do want to tune in and get to listen into that. So we want to start with the news, where controversial Pastor Paul Mackenzie of the Good News International Church will continue to remain in police custody for 30 days. Shanzu Law Court Senior Principal Magistrate, that is Yusuf Shikanda, said this will give police ample time to investigate the Shakahola deaths. Mackenzie is facing charges of murder, aiding suicide and radicalization. Meanwhile, 11 more bodies have been exhumed from the Shakahola forest, raising the death toll to 145.
18 suspects, including the controversial Pastor Paul Mackenzie, made their way to the court's docks. Immediately they settled in, Senior Principal Magistrate Yusuf Shikanda started reading the ruling, where he granted the request by the prosecution team to have the 18 remanded for 30 days instead of the 90 days they had requested.
The police are hereby allowed to hold the respondents in detention for a period not exceeding 30 days from the 3rd of May 2023. C. The respondents shall be detained at the various police stations as proposed by the state for the period aforesaid.
The magistrate denied them bond or bail, citing their safety. Following complaints by the accused of being ill-treated while in custody, the magistrate directed that they receive fair treatment. Sentiments echoed by Mackenzie's lawyer, George Kariuki.
The respondents, while in custody, shall at all times be treated in a humane manner and with respect for their inherent human dignity. E. During the time of detention, the respondents shall be granted reasonable access to their advocates and family or any other person whose assistance will be necessary.
They feel that it has worsened because they complain. We are saying that they should not be mistreated. Let us have them being held in the right way. Just in the right way. We are not making any exaggerations. What we are saying is also to the best of the knowledge where they are being held.
Meanwhile, 11 bodies have been exhumed from Shakahola forest in the ongoing operation, totaling the number to 145. In her daily brief at the Shakahola Command Center, Coast Regional Commissioner Rhoda Onyancha said 14 followers of Mackenzie have been reunited with their families, even as 579 people believed to be his followers have been reported missing.
There are those who have been reunited with their families so far. There are 14. The DNA samples remain at 93 because of the work that is going on at the forest at the moment. Arrests remain at 25.
The exhumation and rescue operation goes on.
And Buru reporting now, Rareda Member of Parliament Otende Amolo has ruled out the possibility of a further reconstitution of the bipartisan committee to accommodate more members of Parliament. The legislator says the committee will carry on with its talks irrespective of threats by a faction of the Jubilee Party that wants representation in the talks. The Kanini Kega faction has threatened to seek legal redress if they are not included in the talks.
The bipartisan committee will on Thursday commence agreeing on a framework that will inform the nature of the talks.
We in Azimio had given a time frame of 30 days. Our colleagues in Kenya Kwanza had given a time frame of 90 days. We have agreed to constrain that time to 60 days. But within those 60 days, we have agreed that the more urgent issues that need to be dealt with will have been dealt with within 30 days.
On Thursday, the committee will decide on the nature of the talks with 3 options on the table.
But the next issue we're exploring, which we'll discuss again tomorrow in detail, is the executive route, where you use an executive order to constitute the team. And I think you are familiar with that previously. The third route is what we call the sui generis route, where we talk of exercise of sovereignty under Article 1, where you do not need to be formally constituted, provided there's political goodwill.
During Wednesday's 5-hour closed-door meeting, the 2 teams tabled areas of interest. The Azimio coalition raised 5 issues, namely the cost of living, audit of the 2022 presidential elections, measures to prevent interference with political parties, and outstanding constitutional issues, such as governance and boundaries delimitation.
Cost of living. 2, audit of the 2022 presidential elections results. 3, restructuring and reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC.
Among issues that Kenya Kwanza has presented before the bipartisan committee is the reconstitution of the IEBC selection panel, 2/3 gender principle, entrenchment of National Government Constituency Development Fund and the Senate Oversight Fund into the Constitution, creation of the Office of the Official Leader of the Opposition, resolving insecurity in the country such as banditry, legal framework to give effect to Article 37 of the Constitution, to regulate and give responsibilities to organizers of demonstrations, and review of legal, policy and administrative structures to address state capture of institutions, among others.
Legal framework to give effect to Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya so as to regulate the conduct and assignment of responsibilities to different parties, including organizers of demonstration.
The question of constitution of the respective teams is not for this team to discuss. That is for the parliamentary group and the respective coalitions. But in any event, we took the position that Jubilee, still being part of Azimio, any issue they have to raise, they would have to raise within the Azimio coalition, not to this bipartisan team.
With the talk set to commence immediately after the committee agrees on the nature of the talk, Co-Chair says its report will inform if there will be amendments to the Constitution through a referendum or a parliamentary initiative.
Thank you, Gladys Mongai, for that report. Now, Kenya has begun a global campaign aimed at attracting quality investments at relatively low risk. Speaking in Israel, President William Ruto said Kenya has to go beyond talks of ease of doing business in the country.
Speaking during the Israel Investor Roundtable Forum in Tel Aviv on Wednesday, President William Ruto said the government is keen on making Kenya one of the world's top business hubs.
I am happy again that between the government of Kenya and the government of Israel, between my brother Bibi, the Prime Minister of Israel, and myself, we were able to resolve those issues, and we have agreed that at the earliest possible we will reinstate direct flights between Israel and Kenya. That again will work towards ensuring that we have people-to-people travel.
The president further noted that Kenya has enacted laws to protect investment and liberalized the foreign exchange regime. The president observed that the tax system is under steady review to align it with the country's investment promotion plan.
We have made an intentional, deliberate decision to work with the private sector because we believe there is value they can bring on board. We are also consolidating our market beyond Kenya. We are consolidating the market around the EAC with about 300 million people, around the tripartite free trade area and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area with a population of 1.2 billion people and a GDP of $3.5 trillion. As you think about investing in Kenya, you should have the horizon of beyond Kenya.
He urged investors to put their resources in Kenya's housing, renewable energy, health, water and irrigation, as well as ICT sectors. President Ruto reiterated that Kenya is the ideal investment destination for foreign businesses due to its strategic location, highly skilled human resources and stability.
Whatever Kenya can export to Europe, Kenya should export to Israel. Yes. And now that Israel have standardized their phytosanitary and all other requirements with Europe, that has opened now a window for Kenya to export our tea, our coffee, our pineapples, our avocados, and all the other products. And the good news is that we are beginning that journey on the 5th of next month. We have the first landing of pineapples from Kenya in Israel.
Kenya is working closely with the United Kingdom in transforming the prison sector. Correctional Services Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni says the government is keen on tapping innovative methods used by the United Kingdom to deal with the challenges affecting the prison service in Kenya. The PS made the remarks when she hosted the United Kingdom Minister for Security, that is Tom Tundenhat, at Magereza House in Nairobi. Tundenhat noted that terrorism and radicalization remain a major threat in the two countries, saying the UK has allocated 1.7 billion shillings to deal with the situation.
The bilateral between these two countries is continuing and cascading down to even the departments that we have. And one of it is Correctional Services Department, and we've been able to have a discussion around areas of mutual interest. Key thing that we must follow is the community engagement, because that is prevalent to reduction of crimes across board, and that happens in the UK, and equally in Kenya we are advocating for alternative dispute resolution, which may not allow individuals to grow into bigger crimes and radicalization.
We are facing similar threats of radicalization, of terrorism within our prison systems, and seeing it spread throughout our society, sometimes indeed from within our prisons. Fighting that, making sure that we are protecting our societies, is something that we can only do together. We know that there is a living bridge of people who connect our countries, and that our long history together means that we are not isolated one from another, but we are fundamentally together.
Now, at least 2 people have died and more than a dozen injured after they rammed into pedestrians and stationary vehicles in Migori town. The accident occurred near the same spot that a similar one killed and injured people a month ago. Similar to the past incident, a tipper lost its brakes as it approached Migori town from Kakrao area before it rammed into pedestrians and motorists within the town centre.
Eyewitness said the tipper loaded with sand had lost its brakes as it hurtled through the congested Migori town. The lorry then ploughed into other vehicles and pedestrians.
Tunaomba ili hii barabara ikilie, wakilie hii barabara ili hata mtu akipoteza breki anaweza kupita bila kuumisha watu kwa hii barabara.
Residents made around the accident scene, which involved 7 vehicles, including the ill-fitted tipper and several motorbikes. On April 8th, a lorry transporting rice to Isbania town lost control in a similar fashion at around Kakrao Center, 5 kilometers away, before killing 11 people and injuring many within the busy Migori town. Locals are now calling on the county government to initiate a proper planning structure that would enhance order in Migori town and avert similar occurrences.
I am contemplating writing to the Speaker of Migori County Assembly because right now we are on recess. I am contemplating writing to him to call for a special sitting so that we discuss this with a view of diverting the lorries from using the main highway here to be diverted to the other, from Kakrao. There is another route that will be passing through Kiringibri.
Now, Eliud Simiyu Wekesa, alias Jesus of Tongaren, surrendered himself to Bungoma County Director of Criminal Investigation for questioning over the operations of his New Jerusalem Church. He presented himself before Bungoma County Police Commander, that is Francis Kooli, accompanied by a group of his followers. Kooli, however, released him after the interrogation, saying they did not find any wrongdoing on his part.
Kwa sasa hivi hatujampata na kisa chochote ambayo tunaweza kuwaelezea kwamba kama ingekuwa tayari tungekuwa tumempeleka kotini. Kwa hivyo bado kesho kuna mahojiano tena ya pili ili tuweze kuona kama masuala mengine yatakuwepo, ili akirudi tusiwe tena na wakati ya kumsumbua, kumuita, kupeleka hivi. Tunatumalizana na hayo mambo.
Kuchunguzwa si mbaya, wanahabari, ama kuojiwa si mbaya. Nimeketi na wakubwa vizuri, tumeongea nao vizuri, na sijaona jambo lolote ambalo huenda watu wengine wanaposikia kule nje wataanza kubadilisha maneno. Lakini nimeongea na county commander vizuri na wakubwa wengine wote nimeongea nao vizuri, na hata kesho pia nitarejea mahali hapa ili kuna jambo ambalo mkubwa ameniambia county commander nirejee ili tukaweze kuongea na tukaweze kukamilisha.
Moving on, Kenya has launched the Granular Gender and Climate Change Vulnerability Hotspot Mapping through the Ministry of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action. The program will identify and map out vulnerable groups and locations affected by extreme climate risks.
The launch is expected to create a multi-stakeholders awareness on the existence of granular mapping and secure key stakeholders. Speaking during the launch event, Principal Secretary Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action Veronica Nduva said that despite a progressive legislative framework, there are still challenges in addressing gender inequalities across sectors, which are exacerbated by climate change.
Climate change has led to increased variability in rainfall patterns, which has led to crop failures, food shortages, and loss of income for farmers. The strategy also notes that energy and water sectors are equally impacted by climate change.
The launch brought key stakeholders like the African Group of Negotiators Export Support, AGNES, United Nations representatives, and the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry.
We are required to domesticate the Gender Action Plan at the UNFCCC in order to access and to catalyze the climate finance.
The government says that the hotspot mapping will play an essential role in the mobilization of resources in the war against climate change.
In Kaunda reporting there, now let's go to the corridors of justice, where a man has been found guilty of causing grievous bodily harm to a police officer. In a judgment, Magistrate Benmark Ekombe said the court had, beyond any reasonable doubt, found Kelvin Baraza culpable of causing life-threatening harm to the officer on the 10th of May 2022.
Kelvin Baraza has been convicted for causing bruises to a police officer, Felix Lebo. In his defense, Kevin pleaded with the court not to hand him jail time, but instead give him community service, saying he has a young family to cater for. Magistrate Benmark Ekombe told him to wait until 18th May to know his fate. Elsewhere, middle-aged woman Ruby William Moss has been charged with obtaining goods by false pretense, jointly with others not present in court. Ruby is accused of defrauding Grainora Limited 5,000 bales of maize flour, valued at 9.7 million Kenya shillings.
Kenyan contact person, and in addition, the accused person's passport can be deposited in the court. The case is allocated to court number 2. The trial will hold on 22nd of May this year.
She denied the charges and was given a 1 million bond and a surety of the same or a cash bail of 500,000 shillings.
That story by Ruth Wamboi brings us to our first break of the bulletin this morning. We'll be back with more, including business and sports.
Tafuta elimu hata ikitubidi twende katika nchi ya mbali kwa kutafuta elimu.
Mwenyezi Mungu amekumba wewe, amekupatia riziki, oxygen, neema, afya, maji, anakuletea mvua. Mwenyezi Mungu amekupatia neema, wa in ta'uddu ni'matallahi la tuhsuha wa ma bikum min ni'matin famin Allah. Chochote katika neema mko nacho ni kutoka kwa Allah. Halafu uende ukaabudie mawe, Mungu atakubali.
Well, to be part of Islam, the heart of a Muslim, united we will always stand.
Hayawi mwishowe huwa Embu County 014 mliuliza tukajibu. Stesheni mpya ya Ngemi FM inawaalika mjumuike nasi katika bonge la roadshow itakayofanyika katika kaunti ya Embu. Kutakuwa na burudani, vichekesho na zawadi kemkem za kushindaniwa.
Ijumaa tarehe 12 mwezi huu wa Mei, msafara wa Ngemi FM utaanzia Embu na kuelekea Ruika, Muraro, Meka, Keretire, Siakago, Ogwere, Karurumo, Kanywambora na kumalizia siku ni Eshiara.
Jumamosi tarehe 13, msafara wa Ngemi FM utaanzia Embu na kutembelea maeneo ya Motondore, Manyata, Kianjokoma, Ronyenjes na kurudi Embu.
Baadaye mwendo wa saa 8 mchana, ungana nasi katika afra kubwa ya uzinduzi rasmi wa kituo cha Gemi FM katika uwanja wa chuo kikuu cha Embu.
Kisha kufuatiliwa na usiku wa burudani ndani ya Gemi Night katika Gerish Hotel kuanzia saa 2 usiku hadi che.
Jumapili tarehe 14 tutatamatisha ziara yetu ya uzinduzi wa Gemi FM na ibada ya shukrani katika St. Peter ACK Cathedral, Chicago.
103.5 tumetua.
Gemi FM,
Mushi wa Urata.
Welcome back, and we head straight into business, where Kenya and Indonesia are in talks to sign a preferential trade area agreement in order to deepen bilateral relations between the two nations. Trade and Investment Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria has said the agreement will be part of the conversation between President William Ruto and Indonesian President, that is Joko Widodo. Speaking during a meeting with the Indonesian Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, that is Luhut Binsar, Kuria said the two countries are exploring ways to deepen trade volumes.
Kenya and Indonesia have so far signed an agreement for export of 700,000 heads of cattle to the Asian country. Trade CS Moses Kuria says the two countries have agreed to hasten approval protocols that will enable the first shipment of 20,000 heads of cattle by August this year. Two-way trade between Kenya and Indonesia dropped to 68 billion shillings in 2022 from 76.2 billion shillings in 2021. Kenya is seeking Indonesian expertise to help in the growth of its palm oil and extractive industries.
We see this as a very long-term relationship. We want to create a long-term relationship because what brings us together and joins us is determination.
The decline in trade value was ascribed to COVID-19, which paralyzed shipping and transportation. According to Kuria, there is renewed interest in Kenya from Indonesian investors since Nairobi opened its embassy in Jakarta last year.
We notice also that, like Kenya, you have a very elaborate strategy on fiscal and non-fiscal incentives. The special economic zones is a mirror of also the special economic zones that we have in Kenya. We also have our export processing zone.
Jakarta and Nairobi have started talks to launch a preferential trade area in a bid to accelerate trade between the two nations. Indonesia is the biggest Muslim nation in the world, and Kenya is seeking to capitalize on these to increase exports of cattle and sheep.
Moving on, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has urged stakeholders in the ministry to align the strategic priorities of the sector to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, especially on key pillars of agriculture. Gachagua says agriculture remains to the Kenyan economy, with the government remaining committed to achieving food security in the country. The DP spoke during a meeting with various stakeholders from the Ministry of Agriculture, led by Secretary for Livestock Hello Harsama and PS for Livestock Ricky Mutai at the Gombe House Annex Office.
We want the principal secretaries to align your projects with the Kenya Kwanza plan. Food security, universal health coverage, digital superhighway, and the creative economy, and housing.
The Kenya Kwanza manifesto is centered on how the government will play a role of positively changing the lives of people. And this money has a capacity to change lives. It's billions of money.
Now, the Kenya Maritime Authority is focusing on skills development as a way to empower Kenyans to tap the immense opportunities in the maritime and the blue economy space. Here is Nduta Mokami with the details.
The number of seafarers doubled in 4 years to 2,000 in the year 2020, and the number has steadily increased to the current 6,890. The government is keen on developing the capacity of these seafarers to equip them with relevant skills needed in the maritime and blue economy space to enhance their employability and ability to tap opportunities locally and internationally.
The recruitment is predictable. The recruitment is can be seen. People can participate, and that when we finally declare that we are flagging 500 seafarers, then it is not by accident, but it is from a larger plan.
The Kenya Maritime Authority plans to leverage on technology in its operations.
We must think strategically and act boldly. Leverage innovation and technology to enhance growth, competitiveness, and maritime prosperity of the country, of our country, Kenya.
CS Mvurya challenged the Kenya Maritime Authority to explore partnerships with private and government agencies to enhance synergies that will propel the sector's growth.
One of the reasons that the maritime and shipping is a standalone state department is for us to be able to have clarity in terms of strategy, to have clarity in terms of policy, and we are able to develop the attendant regulations so that we can reap the potential that exists in this particular sector.
Let's look at sports now, where with only 2 days left before the 4th edition of the Cape Kano Classic Continental Tour begins, top elite athletes, that is, from different parts of the world continue to stream into the country ahead of the event set to be held this Saturday at the Kasarani Stadium. Jamaican sprinter, that is Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, and Polish hammer thrower Anita Wrodecik have arrived in Nairobi ready for the event. In support of the tour, Safaricom has come on board with a 9.2 million shillings sponsorship.
Jamaican 3 times 100 meters Olympic champion Shelly Ann Fraser, together with 3 times Olympic champion in hammer throw Anita Wrodecik from Poland, arrived in the country ahead of this Saturday's 4th edition of the Cape Kano Classic Continental Tour at the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani in Nairobi. Shelly Ann will be defending her last year's title as she prepares for her season while aiming at defending her World Championship title in Budapest, Hungary. Anita will also be competing in Kenya for a second consecutive time. This year's event has attracted over 200 international athletes, with many arriving in the country tonight. Kenya's meet is the 3rd tour in the gold label category after Australia and Botswana.
You know, running fast is not just something that you talk about, it's something that you work for, and it's execution, and it's showing up in the right frame of mind, having the right atmosphere, you know, and just executing that.
I am very happy to be back in Kenya. This from my first time in last year, and I was very happy. Very good competitions, organizations, very good eat.
Meanwhile, the event received a sponsorship boost of 9.2 million shillings from Safaricom. The sponsorship will include the provision of internet connectivity at the event to support key functional areas such as the media center and streaming services, while 2.2 million shillings will be in the form of cash incentives for athletes who break records, with each getting 250,000 shillings for a new record.
This being the 4th edition, we're excited as Safaricom to be part and parcel of this series, and we look forward to partnering in many more athletic events around the country.
Thus, sports news brings us to the end of the bulletin this morning. Thank you so much for taking the time to start with us here on Good Morning Kenya. We are not yet done. It's Entertainment Thursday. Mike and Stephanie will be back with our guests in the studio. But from me, it's goodbye for now. But remember, you can still catch more on the news updates later on in our 1 o'clock bulletin. So from me, it's goodbye for now. We'll see you again next time.
I know that I don't text enough, but you're always on my mind.
Sina mahali kwingine naweza tafuta kazi.
Na nikisema nitakutafutia kazi mahali ingine.
Niliona tu kifo hivi na macho. Nilisema hata ni appreciate marafiki zangu.
Amen.
Hata siku nimekuja kukaa.
Sawa, kwa heri.
Taonana.
Madam, out neja.
Amemgeuka kama kinyonga. Ninaenda nadanganya.
How much do you want?
28,000 only.
Hey, mom.
Wewe Jabali, kwani unakubali mama yako akufundishe uongo?
Are you sure she's sick? The other day she was hallucinating.
Nilikuwa nikitaka nije nikae kwako hata kama ni wiki moja. Mkiniangalia tu vile niko.
I honestly think she's going mad. Just stop calling.
Give me your phone.
Hapana.
The shame and guilt will not allow him to listen to you.
I'm just tired.
Hey, Buda. Umekama na mazawadi za mafanze. Wachana na hizi. Nataka nikuambia kwamba Dunda ndio hivyo tena imerejea ndani ya KBC Channel 1 kuanzia Ijumaa hii itakuwa ndani. Au niaje bro?
Nakwambia maswala, michakato, habari, mitazamo, mahojiano na masuala yote ya sport unayopokea moja kwa moja kutoka Dunda ndani ya KBC Channel 1 kila siku ya Ijumaa.
Viwanjani. Na ndio sababu nakufahamisha kwamba mtu wangu bwana, kuanzia Ijumaa hii, yani tunakuletea soka ya humu nchini, barani Afrika na zaidi ya yote kutoka kule ughaibuni. Sawa sawa. Lakini yote tisa bwana, usisahau ya kwamba mashabiki pia huku nako hatujawaacha nyuma. Au sio? Zawadi hapa ni
bila
free of charge.
Yani bila malipo.
Kila shabiki atakuwa anapata zawadi. Ndio sababu nakwambia kwamba kuanzia Ijumaa hii Dunda viwanjani ndani ya KBC Channel 1. Mambo moto au sio?
Wow, amazing. That is Soteria by Kristen Kanyi, who has joined us here in studio for Entertainment Thursday. And thank you for joining us. And on to Kristen. Karibu sana.
Asante.
That is Soteria. What a wonderful song.
Yeah.
What language is Soteria?
Soteria is a Greek word for salvation, the great salvation. The whole package of salvation is called Soteria in English. In Greek.
Soteria, salvation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell us, before we get into Soteria, tell us a little bit about Kristen Kanyi.
Kristen Kanyi is a mother, is a wife. I'm a gospel minister. I minister in songs. My pastor is Pastor Morris Gashero, JCC Thika Road. That's where I minister, especially in evangelism. That's why I've written a song on great salvation, because when I'm out there, I speak to people about giving their lives to Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Soteria is all about.
Yeah.
Evangelizing to people, telling them that they need to come to Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is that going? How are people taking that up?
Okay, in Kenya, people are very much receptive about the gospel of Jesus Christ, especially in non-informal settlement. People are very desperate for God, but when you come to in urban areas, people are they've gotten used to the gospel. But generally, in a nutshell, people love the gospel in Kenya.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
How did you come up with this song? How did you get the inspiration for you? Was it through a dream? Was it in prayer? How did you get the song?
So my pastor, Pastor Morris Gashero, preaches on Jesus, the gospel of Jesus Christ, his death, his resurrection, and his ministry on earth. So one day when he was preaching, it was in a Soteria conference. We have a conference that is dubbed Soteria Conference. So when he was preaching, I got this inspiration about, in fact, the topic was, what is salvation? What is the whole package of salvation? And one of the things he said, that salvation in Greek means soteria. So soteria is the whole package of salvation. So as I was ministering, as I was preaching, I got the inspiration. So I picked a few verses from what he was preaching from, and that's why I came up with this song. And every time I go sing it in a place, in school, in crusades, people really give their lives to Jesus.
Wow.
I give God all the glory.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell someone what salvation is all about for someone who's new to it completely.
Salvation is believing in your heart, confessing with your mouth that Jesus is Lord. And this is by faith. And faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. When you hear the word of God, do not harden your heart, because as you listen to the word, it builds faith in you. And after you've built faith in you, you believe in your heart, confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and there you receive salvation. After salvation, you become a child of God, you become a co-heir with Jesus Christ in the kingdom of God, you become a beneficiary in the kingdom of God.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
What a good place to be in. Okay, when did you start this journey, music? When did you know that you can sing, and why did you choose gospel?
Okay, I started singing long time ago. You know, I'm those people who used to sing in nursery school. I don't know about nowadays, but in our days in nursery school, we used to sing, napiga hodi kwa mlango wa shule, hodi kwa mlango wa shule. So I'd lead all the other children in that song. So I started when I was like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started from a young age and you continued all the way?
Yeah.
Did you stop at any point?
Okay, in high school, I really had to concentrate on my studies. So what I used to do, I used to be in drama, and also in drama I used to have folk songs. So I used to sing just a bit
of it.
Yeah, when I went to college, I did music. So that's why I'm doing music up to date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's something that's in you.
Yeah, it's something.
It's a passion that you have. And officially now releasing your songs to the public. When did you start writing your songs and now releasing them to the public?
Okay, I started in 2008, where I did an album of 8 songs. And then after that, I embarked on ministry so much. I was very busy in the ministry. I didn't concentrate very much on writing, but lately, recently is when I started now singing and recording, but all through I've been singing in church as a worship leader. Yeah.
Okay, but now you've decided you're also sharing it with the world. They're on YouTube at least now.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Where can people get you on your YouTube?
If you go to YouTube, Christine Kanyi, you'll get 2 of my songs. One is Soteria, another one is Wendo. That one I've sung in vernacular. Those of us who love vernacular songs, you'll get that song Wendo.
Tell us a little bit about Wendo. What is it about? What's the message there?
Wendo means the love of God. You know, the nature of God is love. God is love. The Bible says that whoever loves knows God. But whoever does not love does not know God, because the nature of God is love. So I composed that song out of the word of God in John 3:16 that says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whosoever, underline the word, whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. God gave his only begotten Son out of love. So that's love, the agape love. God loves people. It's the nature of God to love people. So I also thought it's good to write a song so that even people can spread that love in their various places, in their offices, as they travel, in their marketplaces, wherever they may be, they spread the love of God. The other name for the song is #Spread the Love.
#Spread the Love. All about love, sharing in God's love and loving your neighbors, right?
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Now, in this ministry that you're in, gospel, I don't know, gospel industry or gospel ministry, whichever you prefer, how are you seeing it in Kenya? How is it?
Okay, people have embraced it of late, but people are so much inclined into secular songs, but gospel is more inspirational. You know, secular songs is about the body, but gospel song is about the soul. The soul of it ministers to your soul, it ministers to your mind. Unlike the secular, which ministers to your body and maybe your mind partly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the gospel artists themselves? Do you think many of them are in for business or are actually in to just spread the gospel?
Okay, there are 2 types of gospel artists. Some are celebrities. So they are out there to make money, to make a big name, to become famous. But also there's this other category of gospel ministers. Their main aim is to spread out the love of God. Their main aim is to preach the gospel. Their main aim is not just about money, it's about touching a life and changing a life and transforming a life. Yeah.
And for you, what is your main mission when you sing a song? When people hear it, what do you want it to achieve?
My main aim is to minister to people, especially to their souls and their mind, so that they can be transformed by the renewing of their minds and giving their lives to Jesus.
Amazing. With the ongoing, you being a minister, with the ongoing situation in Kenya, or at least the main conversation around Shakahola, the cult that is there, and talks of the church being regulated, what are your thoughts towards this? Yeah.
You know, the fact that we are born again, we are also human beings. There is that passion. Somebody has a passion for something. And some people will look for ways and means to get to make their ends meet. So as much as we preach the gospel, we are human beings. I don't want to excuse sin, but then our main aim should be transforming people, loving on people, touching people and changing them, not taking advantage of them. You know, when you're influential, you can really take advantage of people. But as a minister who is a bona fide minister of the gospel, you're not supposed to take advantage of people. If anything, you're supposed to protect them, to care for them, and even to lead them to the right ways. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. What do you have planned for us apart from Wendo? And you'll perform this for us as we close this interview. But what else apart from Wendo? Should we wait for something?
Yeah, there is a song I'm so passionate about. It talks about, I can't do without you, Lord. I need you. And I've written it in Swahili and also in Luya. I'm partly Kikuyu and partly Luya, so I sing both Kikuyu and Luya. So at the end of the song, I've sung in Luya, and it's so passionate about, I can't do without God.
Wow.
Siwezi bila ya wewe. It is in Swahili and also in Kiluya, Shenyala Shindu halari khuvana weta.
Wow.
It means I cannot do without you, Jesus. I need you. And that's why I've written this song, a special dedication to Jesus, telling him that I praise you because I can't do without you. I need you because I can't do without you. I'll tell the world that you're so good, you're so loving, you're so caring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. We can't wait for it. What's the name of the song?
The song is Siwezi Bila Ya Wewe. It's a Swahili song.
Siwezi Bila Wewe.
Yeah.
Waiting for it. Okay. And now to close it, remind us your YouTube handle so that people can get you.
Christine Kanyi.
Christine Kanyi on all platforms.
Yeah.
All right. Sing for us, Wendo, as we close. We're closing with Wendo, and then we'll be right back with the next interview. Enjoy. Yeah.
The film Cheza follows Kana, a young struggling musician who sees her career breakthrough in music in a band competition where winners would walk away with cash awards. However, there was one glaring hurdle. The competition was exclusively open for young male musicians.
In the long run, there's a competition that came that needed musicians to be in a band and have an idea. So she had an idea that could work for the competition, but the moment she told it to her crush, the guy decided to steal her idea and go to the competition. So as a way for her to go to the competition, she decides to disguise herself as a guy and ends up joining the band, and eventually she finds herself in the competition. There was this whole idea of we have music in matatus that are playing, so we came up with something unique. We thought, why don't we put, instead of having music, let's have a band playing a matatu.
Directed by cleric Morgan Werimo, the film Cheza created opportunities for at least 20 people, including crew members and the cast. The lead role is played by Sheila Okach.
In Cheza, we actually co-directed. I had another director who mostly dealt with the musical element because she's a musician and all. So we had to talk with our main cast because she had to be a man and be a female at the same time. So getting that, for her being a female was easy because technically she's a female, but now it was the guy part, which was her most of the whole film, which was difficult. So we had to always bring her down. Sometimes she would go up, we had to bring her down, and when she's not in the mood, we had to cut, tell her this is how it is, make her understand who her character is, which also helped her because she was a very good talent. She took instructions very easily.
Werimo notes shooting beat of the film was however not easy, despite the film getting a good reception from the audience and eventually taking home an award during the 12th edition of the Kalasha Awards.
Most of the time it was raining, and you find that it was a bit tricky because, one, you are dealing with the rain. Number two, we had to shoot in a bus for a very big portion of the film. So the bus, if we wanted to get good cinematography, wanted to get good picture, the bus had to be stagnant. But in the story, the bus was always moving. It was never stagnant. We had to improvise, so we had to do the shooting, we compose ourselves. The bus doesn't move during all this period, so we had to have people just pushing the bus from outside to give it that motion where it's moving.
If you really want to make it to Fimbititi with us, you have to up your game.
When we released the film and we posted it on Kalasha, we really waited for it to get something, and when it won, everyone was happy, the whole crew was elated, the cast was posting everywhere because it's a new experience. For most of us, it was the first Kalasha, and we are now hoping for more with future projects.
It is his dream, however, that producers in the film industry continue creating new, unique content in order for the industry to remain vibrant.
Coming up with something unique. That is basically what I want. There's everyone doing a certain story that seems like a certain story, so I come up with ways of thinking, how do I bring a new story and how will it impact the industry?
We've lost everything and it's not your fault.
I can't wait for you guys to hear him sing.
For those who have not watched Cheza, I would ask them to hop on to Showmax, just type Cheza and it will come up and you can watch Cheza and you can enjoy it for yourself.
I'm gonna otherwise.
So what is it going to be for Joka, Fimbititi or not?
Jacqueline Masharia for Cinemas and Keta.
Welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. We're joined by Celestine Gashohe. I did well? Yes. Kudos to me. And let's just jump straight into it. You're one of the most talented artists. Let me call you an artist because you cover, okay, it's gospel music. You do gospel music. Yes. You mentor young actors. And of course you act. And you do so well in all these fields.
Thank you.
How did you get into acting first and foremost? Because I think people know you better as Selena. So how did you get into this? Before we talk about getting that role and that part and how it changed your life.
It's just from way back when I was young, the things I was doing. I participated in so many, drama festivals, music, in schools, the things that we love most, drama, because we take for class and all that. So I really did them in in primary school, in church, in high school, and then I think mostly that's what, built what I am today, because it was a lot of trying and building your confidence, people telling you, oh my God, you're doing so well, you can do this, and you're a young girl, so you're obviously like, oh yes, I can do this, and it's a motivation. So after that, out of high school, I loved set books, because they would come to school and act the literature books that we were doing, Kina, Chalk Circle, Damu Nyeusi. So when I came out of high school, I knew I wanted to do something with set books. So that's why I started, like, professionally. I did set books for 2 terms, and then the next time I was like, I need to do TV. Yeah, because when I was a little bit younger, I thought I would be a broadcaster, like a newscaster, So I used to look at Julie Gishuru, and I used to be like, oh my God, this woman is so beautiful, she's so well collected. The way the package, like her, when she comes on TV, I'm like, where the English, So I really wanted to be like her, and I knew I was going to be on TV, so acting came first, broadcasting, kando. Yeah.
Would you ever get into it?
As for now, it's not something I really, it's not on my forefront. Yeah.
Because I feel like you do really well.
I'm told that. Yeah, maybe later, but for now, I don't think it's something that I would want now. Maybe hosting just like this show, yes, this I would, but not like news. Yeah.
Now, in terms of the acting, you said you found the bug from an early age.
Yeah.
And you built your confidence, then eventually you were like, I can do TV.
Yeah.
Is there a particular show you watch or a particular actor you watch? Because as we were talking, you said you watched Julie Gishuru. You like her, her poise. But in terms of acting, is there a particular actor you are like, I can do this?
I think what I remember is watching Kina Tahidi High. Yeah. As in, that was dope when I was growing up. Tahidi High, Mother-in-Law. What else? Let me say those that I can remember. And I remember watching Tahidi High. There was Tanya, there was Sheiks. So I used to look at them and I'm like, maybe when I'm done with high school, I'll just jump into Tahidi. But it's not that easy. You have to go through auditions, rejection, and so those are the people that I looked up to. Then I really didn't have someone outside the country, but those people were just like, these are my peeps, I want to be like them. Yeah.
And they opened a lot of doors. I remember when it was like almost like a wave of young actors who were now on TV. So I remember a lot of us, we were watching and we were like, I want to be a star just like them. Did you ever feel like that, or was it more about the art? Or did you want the lights, the glamour, or did you want
I get your question. Yes. When you get to acting, it comes with the glamour, as in, because you are the product, I'm the product, so you have to be glam. As in, it's a one straight line. So, like when I was looking at Julie Gishuru, I felt like she's polished, English, her pose, as in her demeanor, everything. So, when you get to acting, and even when you look at celebrities, like, there's just a thing with them. There's them being stars, their demeanor, everything. So first of all, I really wanted to look different, and they look different. They look amazing. They're beautiful. They're well kept. That's one of the motivations that I had, and definitely now giving characters life and just wanting to know what does this how does this happen? How is a set? How do you pretend to be someone else? How do you give someone else life? How do you act with someone and really be friends, or pretend someone is your mother or your husband?
Act like you're intimate.
Yes. Yeah, so I think all those things combined really pushed me to doing what I do.
Let me ask you this. During your acting phase, no, let me put it this way instead. Is there a challenge or a challenging day you ever felt like, this acting, naona nikanaweza kakando for a minute? Have you ever been in that moment in your acting career?
I won't say that I wanted to leave, because up to now I don't want to leave. It's just challenges of, especially when I was shooting Selena, it was so hard. It was, as in, my life was like not my life. It was so much work, because I used to shoot from Monday to Saturday, and then Sunday I'm just home relaxing, then Monday, and then you're the main character, you're the lead, you have lines, you have scenes with like everyone, and you find an episode unakosa kuniona some like 5 minutes, and there is like 26 minutes. So it was so challenging. I remember I broke down several times because of exhaustion. Like, I'm so tired. But
how did you cope?
Mostly I would cry. Yes, or talk to my sister, talk to my then boyfriend, Phil. And also I think just love around you, and hanging out with people that remind you who you are before Selena. Like, because sometimes you would be lost, and that's why de-rolling is so important, because I'm leaving Selena for 5 years. So you just need love around you and people that remind you who you are, and just home is my safe place. So.
And how did you do that? Because this is my perspective from what I can imagine your life was. Ukienda kazini, you're looking at yourself with these big billboards everywhere. Your face, but someone else's name. It's a character.
Yeah.
How was it? Was it surreal? And how did you cope?
I think the first times I was just like, wow, what is happening? And then it came to a point that I understood, and I was like, actually, I'm in this thing. This is me. I'm doing this. And, people love this Selena. And life just changed. And it was a lot of prayer, spending time with my people, and all of them, like my family, you're doing so well, Nini. And then also them not forgetting who I am, because you need people to,
I can imagine it's easy to fall in love with who Selena is and forget Celeste.
Yes, so I really had people on my side, and just reminding me who I am, and also just knowing this is happening now. So keep calm, collected, and just see how things go. Yeah.
Now there's the aspect of the boyfriend come, the husband,
yes.
Phil. He was in your life watching all this happen.
Yeah.
Watching all this happen for you. And of course there's that journey. It's like you merged in terms of not just, on a personal way, but also in terms of career, because you started singing gospel music.
Yes.
Who inspired you? Was it Phil? Did you watch him and you were like, I need to join you in this ministry?
Not really, because I was singing before, but in church, even in theater, when I was doing set books, we would sing and just pass time in the bus. We would sing so much. And also my former church, Redeemed Comarock. So when I met him, I was like, wow, he can sing so well. And I was like, by the way, I sing, but I've never done anything like professionally. And then I think we had dated for almost 2 years.
And he never knew you could sing?
No, he knew. But he was just releasing his own songs. And I was like, he told me, by the way, we can do something. And then he writes so many things. He just told me, listen and tell me which song you'd want us to sing together. So we had like 5 or 4. So we chose Nena Nami. And we did it. He actually wrote it, and then he gave me the second verse, and then that's how we did the song. Yes.
How was that transition? Did you feel like it's a different world becoming a gospel singer from the world you knew as an actor? Or did you feel like there's a connect, everything is just merging so well?
I think there's not much of a difference because creativity is needed. The only difference is people don't know how much work musicians put in studio, then you have to record, and then you have to shoot, and then you have to push the song. As in, there's so much that go on that we don't know. So he knows much more than I do. So I was just following his lead and just, okay, this is what happens.
I think you know, it also worked out having a successful gospel artist in the house.
Yes.
To show you the ropes.
Yes.
And in terms of the recognition, the people who knew you as Selena, did they accept Celestine, the gospel singer? Or was it more difficult to accept you as the gospel singer?
They did, because okay, most of my friends knew that I would sing, and they always were like, Mona hu recordingi, you know, even my family, like my bro, my little bro is always like, Bele unatuangusha, you need to record it. So he was like, oh my God, you recorded. And them accepting me, it wasn't hard because ni vile tu hu recordingi, ni vile tu huimbangi, ni vile tu, you know. So, and then now the fans, they were like surprised, but also like, we expected that. Now that you're dating Phil Kimemia, it was a whole, kila mtu alikuwa na perspective yake.
Everyone has a particular opinion.
Yes, yes.
And you've achieved so much success, like I said earlier, in different aspects of your life.
Thank you.
And with that comes criticism. How do you handle that?
I really don't take it to heart, because there's so much. And then when you're in a place that I am in, there's, you know, so many people, so different personalities. So sometimes even me standing like this might not sit well with some other people. Me being somewhere. So I try so much to work with me, me as Celestine, me Celestine behind closed.
From within.
Yes, from me, like, because I can't fulfill each and every person's desires for my life. And you see, it's their desires for me, and there is me who is the drive of my life. So, and then sometimes you play safe. And also, it comes to having people that are strongly believe who you are, and they will keep you on track. So, just reminding myself, I keep on asking myself, behind closed doors, am I happy? Who is me? Like when I get into the house, when other people are not seeing Selena. Because when you're outside, they're like the goddess, the Selena, the Celestine, you know. But away from that, there is me in the house, alone with my husband, with my sisters, with my dad. Yeah, so I try so much to go back to that.
Of course, something beautiful happened last year.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Motherhood. In terms of career and motherhood, how have you been able to juggle the two? Because you know, there's this career that you have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
There's, you know, Phil. There's that relationship that you have, the bond that has to be sustained.
Yeah.
And of course,
the baby. Yes. So last year I became a mom of a beautiful girl. So it wasn't as easy. It was challenging because, first of all, this is my first time, and I've never dealt with an infant like my whole life. So it's a whole new everything. You have to be a mom. You have to introduce a house help. We were just used to be me and Phil, and now there are two new people. So, and then you're tired the whole time. You just need a very support, you know. So I remember my sister-in-laws coming to help me, and then my nanny, God bless her soul, she was so nice. She was just there and, you know, just taking care of me. And then there's this whole thing of I'm used to working, and now I'm just home. You know, it's like bedroom, sitting room, bedroom, eating. As in, it was a whole 3 months of, I was telling my manager, wow, I need to get out. I don't know, I just need to go somewhere. And then Phil would come, and then we just, you know, drive around just to see outside. It can be depressing if, because if you're used to working and then you're just in the house, and it's something that you can't change. It's, I really want to take care of my baby, but my head is just, I don't want to stay at the same place like for 3 months. So after I think 4 months, that's when I went to shoot Yalaiti in TZ, and it was refreshing. I was just like, I am going on a set, because I really wanted to go on a set. Yeah.
It's incredible, and I think there's this saying, I think women really can have it all. Kuna kuwaga na hiyo issue, especially in the entertainment industry, they make it seem like, you have to make a choice. Were you ever put in such a position that you felt like you have to make a choice?
I think it comes to you as a person, because I remember some people are like, Conis, you wait for like an year so that you can. Me, I'm like, I will get crazy in this house. And I'm like, as long as I'm going with my baby, it's okay. My baby and my nanny, we go shoot, and as long as I'm getting some time, because sometimes you just need to get out of the house and breathe like other people. Yes. So I really didn't have to make a choice, and also it comes to maybe your person. It's like, by the way, if you want, you can go. Because I'm like, by the way, I really want to go out and do something. I miss a set, because it just brings me back to who I am before motherhood, before, to what I love doing. So, but to answer your question, I think women, I don't know, especially in our industry, you just imagine you get pregnant, yes. That means it's like 2 years of your life, just, slowly. If you are picking, it just somehow, it just slows you down because you're tired, you need to take care of the baby. So sometimes you could find people that just have a decision. I'm like, for the 5 years, I'm not going to, have babies or that. So it comes to you. And if you can hack it, which I believe you can, as long as you have a support system,
but shout out to Phil. Good job giving out that support. Because I believe that is the essence.
Yes.
The support system, it has to be there.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Now there's Film Connect. I want us to discuss it.
Yes.
The inception, what brought up, why did you feel like, I need to create this for people? Film Connect.
So Film Connect is a platform that we use to mentor upcoming actors, just to share my story and show them that they can do this. There's so much for them to do. So from when I was done with set books, I got into some skits that actors used to do. I don't know if they do now. We used to do skits, a show of 2 hours. So the skit is 1.5 hours. That is a skit that is entertaining, and also it's called edutainment. It's entertaining, and also it's educating school girls and school boys. That is high school. And then the 30 minutes, we would do talks. So if you're 4, we would pick talk. And that's when I really enjoyed it. And it was so fulfilling to see girls open up, and some stories were so sad. And just them, the reason they picked me was I was like 19, and mostly they would really relate with me. So when you talk to girls and they're like telling you very deep stuff and just encouraging them, that was so fulfilling for me, like heartwarming, and feeling like actually me coming here, there's a girl, there's a boy who just got something and they were losing hope, and now they've risen again. So that was my starting point of feeling I can do this, I can give these girls hope, I can give anyone hope with my journey, with what I share. So Film Connect came up, and Film Connect Africa, we are really into mentorship, and we've already done one successful mentorship at Atlanta Institute, which was so amazing and so fulfilling, and we are going to do more and more.
Let's talk about this. Like, for instance, if I'm someone who's interested, what am I coming to receive from Film Connect?
Mostly hope. Let's start from that, and learning the the maneuvers of the acting industry, how you start. There's so many things that we talk about, like auditioning, where to get casting calls, just an overview of how a set is, and just telling people to be patient, because this journey can be so discouraging, because it's not a walk in the park. It's a whole lot of things. So we get deep into that. Mostly my journey that I can my journey and relate to your need and see how we can, get you to the next level. Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive.
Thank you.
How does one connect with Film Connect?
You can follow us on Instagram, Film Connect Africa, and then there's an email there, or even you can come to my Instagram, Celeste Ngashohi, then there's an email. But when you follow Film Connect, everything that is happening, you'll know. And also even my page, or my account in Instagram, you'll know what is happening on Film Connect. Yes.
Awesome. Before we conclude, is there an upcoming project that you want to give us some hint? I know you can tell us everything, but hint kidogo tu.
For now, go watch Q. I just I was done shooting Q like a month and a half ago. Q is on StarTimes. You can download StarTimes on, and then you binge watch it. 103 episodes. That show was so amazing for me to shoot. That was the show I shot after baby. It was crazy, but crazy beautiful, because baby going to work, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it, and that was the second big project in Kenya that I did. And go watch it, and then you tell me. It's beautiful. And what I'm doing next, I'll let you know. But right now, mostly I'm doing Film Connect mentorship, and I'll let you know if I have another project, a series or a movie that is coming.
And I hope you'll come to Good Morning Kenya to debut it first.
Yes.
I hope so.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Yes, imetoka mbali lakini ni sawa tu.
Let's hope so.
Thank you so much. That is Celestine Gashohi. Gashohi?
Yes, Gashohi.
Kudos to me. And of course, you can connect with Film Connect at Film Connect Africa. That's on Instagram. And of course, you can also go to our page and show your support. That's at Celestine Gashohi. We'll be back after this.
Wow, Tekonitie and Remia Sukende. I've gotten the lyrics to this song, and it's by Bernard Otieno, who's right here with us.
Yes.
Nimesema vizuri?
Yes, Bernard Otieno.
No, the lyrics.
The lyrics, yeah, umesema vizuri. Rembi Yesu.
Rembi Yesu Kende.
Tekonitie.
Yeah. This is a Luo song.
Yeah, it's a Luo song.
Gospel
means,
song.
It's a gospel song, which means that there is power in the blood of Jesus.
Wow.
There is power.
Power in the blood of Jesus.
Yes, kuna nguvu kabisa.
What is, okay, before we get into the song, tell us a little bit about Bernard Otieno.
Yes, Bernard Otieno is a born-again Christian, and I'm also an evangelist. I got born again some years back, but now I thank God because God called me into this ministry. Bernard Otieno is married to one wife called Amina, Sarah, and we are blessed with 3 children.
Wow.
Baraka, Zawadi, and Ahadi. Yes.
Amazing. And what you're forgetting to say is that you're also called Mwalimu Bernard.
Yeah, I'm
Some
also
people know you as
called
that.
Mwalimu Bernard. Mwalimu Bernard is because I preach, I do teach the Bible, and I'm a missionary also to the people who want to know the gospel more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a radio show for that?
Yeah, I have a radio show for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into now the singing bit of it.
Yes.
This song, tell us, what was the inspiration behind it?
This song, the inspiration, I can remember some years back because I recorded this song last year in 2022. But it came some years back. There's time I used to, most of my songs I get them from when I'm asleep.
Okay.
So one day when I was sleeping, I was singing this song, Tekonitie Rembi Yesu Kende, and so I told my wife, there is something that is coming here. Can you give my phone? So that's how I recorded this Tekonitie on my phone. And then after that, I started now asking God to give me the lyrics, the right lyrics for this word.
Wow.
So we went to the studio. This is my second recording. The first one I did it on, it wasn't like this, the way I've done this one. That one I went to into the studio and it was recorded and I have it somewhere, but haiko kama hivi imefanywa. So kwa studio live kuna some parts that pia the guys ambao walikuwa the people who are helping me on playing the music they helped me on writing some lyrics.
Some lyrics to it.
Yeah.
Okay, with this one, you have sung it in live performance, or was it how exactly did you record it?
This one was recorded live. It was a live recording.
Live recording, so you had an audience there?
By that time, we didn't have an audience because it was, I think it was during Corona season.
Okay.
Yeah, so we didn't have an audience. Yeah, but the audience were the people who were playing the music. Yeah, it was a live performance or live singing. Yeah.
Now that you have done a studio one and a live one, which one do you prefer? Which one brings more life or takes it a notch higher?
The other one was also good, but this one, I think that I should work with I'll work with this one because this one, it gives more energy and the way it was done, for me, it is something that I can say I would like this one to go and reach out to the people.
To the people.
Yeah.
And even in the other songs, are you also going to do them live as this one?
I've done, I'm having a planning of doing most of my songs that I recorded some years back. I'm planning to bring them to live.
Okay.
Yeah, so that plan is still there. And there are also some that I would like them to stay the way they are.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of songs and many songs that God has given me.
Okay.
And so what I'm praying for is just breakthrough of recording songs.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to understand now why you chose to sing rather in your in vernacular Luo.
Yeah.
And I also understand that you have a background of singing Ohangla, so I don't know if that influenced the Luo singing. Tell us.
Yeah, Ohangla, when I was still young, I'm still young away. So when I was still at the age at around, it was 12 years, 13 years, I used to sing these songs, Ohangla, and one of them, it was a Luo song which says that Minobongo Dakoya Chani, this lady is pregnant, but whatever she's carrying, we don't know. So in this song, the way they interpreted it is like, we don't know whether she's carrying opuk ni tortoise. or she's carrying something else that is not a human being. So those are the songs that I used to sing. Though I wasn't one of the maybe the players, but I used to sing because I loved singing from my childhood.
Okay.
So when I got saved now, like this take on TRMBS Ukende. This time I went to visit my village, and these guys came and they were telling me gonya is like, can you unlock me? Ile kutoa lock, si kufungua lock ama kutoa lock, yeah. So they were more into gonya toa lock. So I think this song came at the right time because my first time when I did the first audio, that song was there. So I went and sang it somewhere in Homa Bay County, and I felt like this song, there's something that need to be done. I need to do a lot of things on this song. Yeah, so I graduated from Ohangla. I don't know whether this one you can call it Ohangla, but it's something of Lingala Ishivi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the transition, you know, you said when you got saved now you moved now to the gospel side.
Yeah.
But we usually have some artists saying that they're free to perform whichever they like. If the gospel song comes, if it's the secular song that comes. Do you agree with this, or what is your view towards that?
You know, God has talented everyone, and he gives talents to everyone. He has given talents to everyone, even to them that cannot speak, cannot see. God has given them talents. But now it depends where you're using your talent, because the Bible says that let everything that has breath praise the Lord. If I can sing a song that does not praise the Lord, then it will become something like I want to entertain people. I don't want to reach out with what I have, because this message of the gospel is something that it can change the heart. It changes the heart, because when Christ died, he didn't die and at the same time hakupatikana kule kwa club. Asema now I've just finished dying, let me go to the club and enjoy my life now. No. Christ came for us, for sinners, for all of us who are sinners. So when he came, and to them that received him, he gave them power to become the children of God. So I'm not of this idea of whereby you can be a child of God at the same time you're on this side. You either stay on one side, so that when you decide, decide with your whole heart, everything that you have.
Either just to be cold or
to be cold or warm. To be cold or warm, is it?
Or hot.
Or hot. Yeah.
And okay, I'm still trying to get the reason why you decided to sing in Luo. Is it because it reaches particular people, you know, their hearts? Does it do better than when you sing in Swahili? Yeah. Okay.
In most of my songs, the songs that I've nimefanya, most of them are Kiswahili songs, and some ambazo nimefanya, we have like hymn songs nilijaribu kufanya na Dholuo. Kuna zingine nimefanya Dholuo, like Enkarege Chunya, but I'm more into Kiswahili.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Luo, when it just comes to help me pushing the ministry that I have.
All right.
But I'm more focused into Swahili.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Tell us about your other song. I'm forgetting the name. Let me see. Wewe Watosha, that's in Swahili.
Wewe Watosha was I did it on the same day with the Rembiesu. And this Wewe Watosha too, it also came through the dream.
Okay.
Yeah, most of my songs.
This is amazing. So you just sleep and then you get...
Yeah, when I'm asleep, I just get the songs. Or when I'm in church and someone plays keyboard and I'm in that mood of prayer, most of the songs, that's how I get most of my songs.
Okay.
I don't sit down and start thinking of what I'll say, and so I don't go that way.
Okay.
And I thank God for that
the
one.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So Wewe Watosha, it came the same way?
It came the same way. And Wewe Watosha, actually, when I started singing this song, there is this part which says that wewe ni mwaminifu, that God is so faithful. Kwamba he is so faithful to a point of even if you are going through hard times and hard situations, God is still faithful. So Wewe Watosha ni wimbo ambao nakuta ni Mungu peke yake anatosha katika kila jambo. Akiahidi, if he promises that he will do something, indeed, like today, the time I came here on KBC, nikiwa mdogo sana. So nikasema, I prophesied to myself and I said, God, one day one day nitakuwa kwa KBC.
Wow.
Yeah, so sikuwa najua leo tarehe ngapi, tarehe 11 nitakuwa hapa. But because of the faithfulness of that, of God, it's what has made me to be here today.
Wow.
So wewe watosha, Mungu anatosha, yeye ni mwaminifu. Yani, whenever I sing, I just see the faithfulness of God and what God can do.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to sing us the chorus to Wewe Watosha?
Yeah. I'll sing the chorus. Maybe I'll just sing it that way, okay?
Okay. See, play it.
Okay.
I think you can go ahead. The last song. Oh, Wewe Watosha. What a wonderful worship. That's a
Feel
worship.
like praying now.
Getting us into that mood of prayer.
Yeah.
Wow. What is the goal when you sing the songs? I asked the previous guest the same question. What is usually your goal?
My goal is to reach out to the people with this gospel. That's my main goal. And another thing, also this song, Wewe Watosha, is part of the ones that I did on the audio. Like Wewe Watosha, Wewe Watosha, the part of it iko kwa hiyo audio nyingine. So kuna rendition soon nilifanya, nikasema now I would like these ones, there are 2 songs. Wewe ni mwaminifu and Wewe Watosha, these are 2 songs. So my goal is to see these people, or to see people praising God and worshiping God, because nowadays we have a lot of songs that people sing in the name of in the name of gospel, but I won't say that they're not reaching out to God, because Mungu anaelewa kila language. Hata ukisema hii nyingine, kuna lugha nyingine siku hizi imetokea, Mungu anazielewa zote hizo sheng. Mungu anazielewa zote. The only thing is, how do you present what you have to the people?
So how should it be presented? What passes as gospel?
Yeah, what passes as gospel, you can use that sheng to preach the gospel.
Okay.
Like the Kiswahili that I'm speaking today, mimi sikuwa najua siku moja nitaweza kuzungumza Kiswahili nachozungumza hivi. But one day when I was just walking, because my ministry is more into Muslims, they love speaking Swahili. So siku moja nikasema siku moja nimeingia kwa TV, kwa matatu, na nikasikia mtu ananitisha ati uko na mbota. Sasa nikashindwa mbota ndio nini? Mbota, kumbe alikuwa anamaanisha saa. Sasa nikashindwa hiyo mbota ndio nini? Nyasai ora, I didn't know what mbota. So nikasema, Mungu, from today change my language. Hii kuongea Kiswahili cha kusema nipe Bwana, unasema ako aje Bwana? Unajua sometimes you want to go and preach, but you don't know how to present this language that you want to use. So I asked God, I told God that give me Kiswahili that will make me, when I speak to the people, they will understand.
Get it. Yeah. Okay, so evangelism is at the heart of your
my ministry.
Your ministry, yes.
Yeah, evangelism and missions. Okay. That's part of me.
Okay, all right.
And I've done it this is my 20th year since I started, and I thank God for for His glory.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Finally, before we close, Telna Ruth.
Telna Ruth.
Tell us about that.
Telna Ruth, it's a hymn song. Bwana usehemu yangu, rafiki yangu wewe, kawoto eyo madhie polo, Telna Ruth, awuoth kodi.
So it's a translation.
Yeah, it's a translation.
Okay.
So it's a translation from Kiswahili to the Luo. Yeah, so it's a non-song, it's a hymn song. And yeah, that one nilikaa na mzee moja chini, pastor moja chini, kasema, can you help me now translating the song from Kiswahili to Luo. It's called Pastor Chieng, and he was of help.
Wow. Wow, amazing.
Yes.
Where can people get you, Bernard, on social media or on YouTube if they want to be blessed by your songs?
Yes, on YouTube, najulikana kama Mwalimu Bernard Otieno. That's the name I'm using, Mwalimu Bernard Otieno on YouTube. Na pia kwa Facebook unaweza kunipata kama Bernard Otieno. And I also have a page that is called Mwalimu Bernard Otieno.
Okay.
Yeah, so on Twitter, Mwalimu Bernard Otieno, Instagram, Mwalimu Bernard Otieno.
Across all social platforms, Mwalimu Bernard Otieno.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on board and, blessing us with your songs.
Asante.
All right, so we're going to take a short break and then we'll be right back with some more entertaining interviews after it. So see you on the other side. all the great Thursday vibes that we are passing on to you. And now we have a very interesting interview. As you can see, I am carrying one beautiful t-shirt here called Ngemi FM. This is our very own channel that is coming up, a radio station that is coming up. And for that, I have been joined by the radio programs manager, that is Mary Daraja, on my left. And on my father's left, we have the head of the station called Ramba Ramba. Glad to have you, ladies. Glad to be here. So let's start with you, Mary.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about KBC radio stations that people don't know about. How many radio stations do we have?
Thank you very much. KBC, as a public service broadcaster, has a mandate to ensure universal access to information, and that's why we have invested in many radio stations to just ensure that all communities are served in this country. We have, in total, we broadcast in 21 languages, but we have 13 fully fledged radio stations and 8 sub-services. So we broadcast to even the so-called marginalized communities. We ensure that they get information as it is required, because information is power. And if people are denied information, then even development will not reach them, because they will not contribute to the development of the country. They will not participate by ensuring that the government knows about their needs, their problems, so that the government can come in and solve. And the people may not know that the government is having certain projects in their area, so that they may be mobilized to contribute to building of the nation. So we have now we are birthing a new kid. That is, we are very excited. On Saturday we shall be birthing a new kid called Ngemi. Ngemi FM is going to target Embu County. It will be speaking to the population of Embu County, and we know that Embu County is expectant, and we are not going to disappoint, because we have scheduled very nice programs that are speaking to the people of Embu.
Okay.
Very nice programs that will ensure that the people participate wholly in the projects and programs of the county government and also the national government. Nitazungumza kidogo kwa Kiswahili ili wale ambao hawakuelewa Kiingereza katika maeneo ya Embu waelewe kwamba Jumamosi, kuanzia Ijumaa tutakuwa pale Embu, na Jumamosi ndipo tutazindua stesheni ya Kiembu ambayo itakuwa inashughulikia masuala ya kaunti ya Embu ambayo ni kaunti muhimu katika taifa hili. Na kwa sababu KBC ina jukumu la kuhakikisha kwamba jamii zote za humu nchini ambazo zinapata habari kuhusu mambo yanavyoendelea kote nchini na ulimwenguni, tumefanya bidii kuona kwamba tunafikia jamii karibu zote hapa nchini, na tunaendelea kupanua redio zetu ili tukaweze kufikia jamii zote. Kusema hivyo sio kwamba hatufikii. Utapata kwamba ni KBC tu peke yake ambayo inafikia jamii kama zile za Waturukana. Utapata tunatangazia Wateso, tunatangazia Waburji, tunawatangazia Waborana, tunawatangazia Warendile. Na sasa historia kidogo inarejea, sivyo? Unapata tunatangazia Wakuria, Wasuba, Wapokot. Kwa hivyo tunahakikisha kwamba kila jamii inaweza kupata habari na kuelewa serikali inatoka wapi na elekea wapi. Naam.
Mzuri sana. Tuende kwa Ramba Ramba, wendo head of the station, na unakaa kama uko ready for a road show.
Niko tayari kabisa.
Uko tayari?
Niko tayari.
Tuambie kuhusu preparations towards the launch yenye inakuja Saturday.
Hii Saturday. Asante kwa kuwa nasi hapa katika studio. Tuko na road show kuanzia kesho. Kesho Ijumaa tutaanzia Embu Town, tukizunguka katika miji tofauti tofauti. Pale Embu tutafika Rweka, Muraro, Meka, Kiritire, Siakago, Ugwere, Karurumo, Kanyuombora, na tutazidi kuwa na roadshow siku ya Jumamosi na ambayo ndio siku tutakuwa tuna launch. Sasa asubuhi tutaamkia pia kufanya roadshow ili tufikie mashabiki wetu wote katika maeneo ya pande ya juu ya mlimani. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa pande za Mutondore, Manyata, Kianjokoma, Runyenje. Alafu turejee pale University of Embu Grounds ambapo ndio tutakuwa tunafanyia launch. Masaa ya saa 8 hivi na siku itakuwa haijaisha, maanake jioni tutaenda Shikiregi.
Shikiregi ndio gani hiyo?
Yeah, you know, the leg.
Shikiregi pale Gerish. Jioni tukisema tumeshukuru kwa hii stesheni kuja na kufikia wakaaji wa Embu. Kesho yake tutaelekea pale
Jumapili sasa.
Kwa ibada ya shukrani, sababu ni vizuri tuanze na Mungu, tuanze hii safari pamoja na tukielekea Mungu akiwa kati yetu. Tuseme asanti pale ACK St. Peter's Cathedral Chicago.
Okay, sasa naona mpango iko sawa sambamba, yani watu watokeleze, si ndio? Na kuna kwa t-shirt kuna the nini Mushi wa Urata 103.5.
Naam.
Mushi wa Urata, tuambie kwa msikilizaji ama mtazamaji mwenye hajui Kimeru inamaanisha nini?
Ni Kiembu.
Kiembu.
Mushi wa Urata inamaanisha ni mboma yenye marafiki, home friends. Tunapenda marafiki kama Ngemi na kama KBC yote. Ndio maana sasa hapa ni nyumbani, nyumbani kwa marafiki.
Kama marafiki, okay.
Yeah, na sasa wale ambao mmekuwa mkitaka kujua watangazaji wetu kutoka stesheni yetu hiyo ya Ngemi, basi fikeni pale Embu University ama chuo kikuu cha Embu, mtaweza kuwasiliana nao moja kwa moja. Na si hivyo tu, kuna wale ambao tutawazindua siku hiyo. Tunao wale na kuambia, na hao wakati wataanza sasa kutangaza na kuambia jamii ya Embu, kaunti ya Embu, watu wote, wakazi wote wa kaunti ya Embu, tunawaambia leo kwamba wacha ni kuanzia Jumamosi muwe na matarajio.
Kuna mwamko
kwa sababu tunaingia kwa kishindo na hatutaki kusema mengi sana, lakini waje Jumamosi kushuhudia yale ambayo tutakuwa tumewaandalia, na kuanzia hapo basi redio itashika na kuendelea na kuwahudumia, kwa sababu tunawahudumia kulingana na matarajio yao. We have already done a research on their needs and we are going to speak
to those needs.
Amazing. So that we ensure that the county of Embu moves to another level, because we are going to give them the information they require to ensure that the county moves to the next level. So the leadership of Embu County, the people of Embu County, and we know they have produced very high-ranking government officials. We welcome all of you to the launch on Saturday.
Wow.
Yes.
Someone who's asking, why now? Because we have had the station, but it was Kiembu service, and now it's Ngemi FM. So maybe tueleze zaidi kwa nini hiyo transition, head of station tuambie.
Asante, hilo swali njema sana. Why the transition? Tumekuwa pale na tumekuwa kwa muda mfupi, masaa 4 hivi 5 kwa siku. Na sasa sababu ule msukumo tuko nao kufikia watu pale Embu County ya kuwajulisha, kuelimisha na kujumuika pamoja kwa maneno ya entertainment. Tumeonelea ni vizuri tukue na masaa mengi ili tuweze kukua tunashirikiana vizuri kwa masaa mengi, maanake tuna vipindi vyema tumetayarisha kwa watoto, kwa vijana na kwa familia. Inaangazia maneno ya masomo, maneno ya afya na sekta mbalimbali, haswa hata ukulima, sababu pale ukulima ndio inatuongoza sana. Ndio maana sasa masaa tumeongezea hivyo ili tuweze kukua tunatembea vizuri, tusiachwe nyuma kama jamii tukupitwa na maneno, kutojua maneno mengine sababu ya kukosa muda.
Yeah, and it is important that now as we move forward, as we expand, we make our radio stations 24-hour so that they are able to cater to the communities effectively. And as much as we are launching Gemi on Saturday, it will not end there. We have the intention of ensuring that we expand and have more fully fledged radio stations so that we are able to cater for the needs of these communities. And that's why we saw it fit to ensure that Gemi goes 24-hour so that we have sufficient time to be able to make good programs that will address most of their issues. Because if it's only 4 hours in a day, that means the other time they don't have information. So it is important for us to ensure that they also enjoy like any other community that is receiving education, information and entertainment 24 hours.
Okay, so we have everything together, entertainment, education, all suited for the different target audience. So family programs for young people, so ni kila mtu. Conservation, name it, conservation, education, health. You know, health is a big issue because a healthy nation will be productive. You look at issues of agriculture, because agriculture in this country is the backbone of the economy of this country. And therefore we will be speaking to the communities that live in Embu County to ensure that they involve themselves in agriculture fully so that they reap the benefits of agriculture, and giving them tips on how to navigate this sector. And ensure that they get the right information from seed varieties, how the soil is supposed to be conserved, the mechanics and everything that comes into agriculture. For a very long time, most of the communities in the country, we were using the old technology. But as we move forward, just as the media technology changes and agriculture technology also changes, so we speak to them to ensure that they understand the technology and to use the right technology in agriculture, which suits the crops that they grow there, and also ensure that we advise them on how to access the market instead of relying more on the brokers, which makes farming not profitable. So we have lined up all that in all sectors to ensure. Do you know now with the small and medium enterprises, this is most of us are engaged in that, so to ensure that the country grows rapidly. So these are kind of programs that we are going to have so that the county of Embu also moves to the next level. Okay, amazing. Yes. Great plans that you have there. And I want to know your plans towards moving also on social media now, because things are, fast evolving. Young people especially are embracing technology, and some people want to hear you, watch you stream live as much as your radio. So what plans do you have towards that?
Thank you for that question. We are going to be on live stream, like you can get us in Gemi or wherever you are in the world, and we are still on Facebook, like Gemi FM Musiwa Urata. We are on Twitter is Gemi FM. So, and by the end of today we'll have TikTok. So we are continuing to expand as we head towards the launch to ensure we are available on all platforms. So people, watu wanaweza kuwatafuta kutoka saizi ukiweka interact na nyinyi. Ukifika pale Facebook utapata Gemi FM Musiwa Urata. Tuko pale na tunaendelea kuwa pale vizuri. We're expecting support from our listener. Na najua kwamba amefurahia sana sababu for the time hii muda kidogo tumekuwa pamoja na wao aswa wana muziki. Unajua music yao imekuwa kidogo ni kama hakuna airplay, lakini kwa sasa wanapata
airplay na
washaanza kupata na washaanza kufurahia. Sasa tunasonga vizuri pamoja.
Okay, finally.
Na kusema tu kwamba kwa sababu sisi ni KBC na tunahudumia wananchi. Tutashirikiana na kaunti ya Embu, tutashirikiana na serikali kuu na mashirika ya kijamii yale ambayo yako kule Embu ili kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba mambo ambayo wanafanya katika kaunti ya Embu yanapewa kipaumbele na pia kueleza wananchi kuhusu mambo hayo ambayo wanayashughulikia. So ubia kati yetu na kaunti ya Embu ni jambo ambalo tunatilia maanani sana.
Okay, sawa. Finally, tukimaliza nataka utuambie the objective, you as the program production manager of KBC Radio, what do you have as the objectives and goals for Ngemi FM especially?
The goals we have for Ngemi FM is to ensure that it serves first, it serves the people of Embu County, and to ensure that it speaks to the vision of the corporation. So we are not going to go outside the vision of KBC. We will stick to the vision of KBC, but serve the people of Embu County. And since we have worked out to ensure that it's a 24-hour, we will also ensure that it is vibrant on the digital platform. And by the way, she forgot to tell you that we are also on podcasting.
Oh yeah, podcasting.
Amazing. Tuko mbele.
Yeah.
Sawa. Finally, Ramba, lazima uongeleshe watu wa Embu na lugha wanaelewa. Ukiwaambia wakuje. Alafu after hiyo tuna dance, utuonyeshe some of the moves that Embu people have. Na hii kuna wimbo inaitwa This Year. Sijui kama unaijua, lakini kwanza
labda amepronounce vibaya.
Hebu sema tena.
Mwaka huu tutaenda na turudi. Sasa na Kiembu.
Wacha
ichezo tutaingiana nayo.
Haya, ongelesha
na matu akuje, producer akuje asaide kushekirege. Mwekari wa Embu we mwaro uvoro ni atia kiroko kiero atia. Thank you nundu wa kwenda Ngemi FM na riu nwegwa ti savariri ya gukora tuiku mathaa 24 koguo ni rakuria kwambiriria rucio tugoka matura ri mwanya kuria Kanyombo Raiciara mwena wa Karurumo Kiritire Meka Kianjokoma Runyenje kiriari kukuonde eyumirie uke tuthie nawe vamwe tunyitanire vamwe tucoke tuthie bari uguo kivaruri kia University of Embu Grounds da inyanya muthenya wa Jumamosi nikitha tukenanire vamwe tukiruguria station ine yetu na vuva wa uguo kivoi tunyitanire tuthie bari uguo Gerish Hotel nikitha tunyitanire vamwe wega Rwimburi na rucio ri tutikanuge tuthie kuri uguo mwena wa Siakago CK St Peters nikitha tunyitanire gucokeria Ngai ngatho nundu akiambiriria giki tukigendaga vamwe na Ngai atutongoretie ni tondu twivarĩtie na ipindi mwanya ipindi ri gukora gukenia we na igakuretera umenyo no keganira wega wi vau mucie guku ni ku mucie wa urata ndukaume guku hapa ndipo ni turakinyire
hapa ndipo hiyo ndio nimeshika hapa ndipo Ngemi FM 103.5 sasa tukatike. We take a short break after the song and then we'll be right back with the next interview. Tungoje ngoma
kuje yambuke
so ni mgo tunaweka mbele
Soke,
Welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. I am Mike Itai. If you're just joining the show, umehata a lot. So be sure to go to YouTube. That's at KBC Channel 1 TV. And subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the repeat of Entertainment Thursday. Next up is Jane Bosia. Karibu.
Good morning.
I'm going to try as much as possible not to speak in Swahili, but you have roots in Kenya, although you were born somewhere else. Let's talk a bit about your background before we get into the music. Who is Jane Bosia?
Jane Bosia, I was born in France, in Bordeaux. It's southwest of France.
Let's try to pronounce that pamoja.
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
You're doing well. So I was born in Bordeaux. I grew up in Bordeaux. At some point, I had to leave and go to Ivory Coast. I came back to France, Bordeaux. I went to London. From London, I went to Ivory Coast. From Ivory Coast, I came to Kenya.
Those are interesting transitions. You've been all over the globe. An interesting fact is you were in the UK for 10 years.
Yes.
Then Ivory Coast for 4.
4 years.
So you've experienced all these different cultures.
Yes.
Kenya is the best, right?
Yes. Yes.
And let's talk about gospel music. When did you fall in love with gospel music and with worship and with ministry?
Oh, since I was little, I loved singing. I loved writing songs, using the music of other people and putting my own words. So I started writing when I was 17. Back then I was in Bordeaux. Then I joined the choir, I did evangelism, and then when I went to the UK, now I've been able to learn more because I love the English gospel music. So I've been able to improve, learn from other ministers there, and yes.
And okay, let's talk a bit about the music now. How come you're not incorporating the French within the...
I don't choose. I receive the songs in French or in English. I don't choose, oh, okay, today I'm going to write a song in French or in English. So most of the time, if I receive in French and I have to go to an English-speaking country, I would just translate the song in English, if that's possible, because sometimes, the words are not really matching, and you can lose.
And you have to maintain the flow of the song.
Yes, and the meaning of the song and the words. So, depending on the song, I can translate or not. I leave it like that. I'll do one part in French and one in English. Now, I've added the Swahili.
We need to test that knowledge of Swahili. Give me something in Swahili.
Karibu sana.
That's basic. I think any mzungu straight from the airport can do that.
Bwana sifiri.
Oh my goodness. Amen.
Utukufu. What else? Unaenda wapi?
You sound just like I was... Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for that.
I've been here since September, so I'm doing well. I'm proud of myself.
You're
Yes.
doing very well. Maybe by the way, I need some lessons because you're French. I've always been infatuated with French.
Oh.
There's something about that language that is very enticing and very appealing.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the music, you've been in the industry now. You've experienced the industry abroad and now in Kenya. What challenges have you faced so far?
I guess it's the same thing everywhere. First of all, it was the finances. Then find the right people to work with. Some people, they are very, oh yes, I'm going to do that for you, and then they just disappear. You don't hear from them, or they don't produce what was in your heart and how God gave you a song or the music, how you hear it in your spirit. They are not able to translate it now with the music, or they are not committed, they don't understand your vision, they take your money and they run away.
And they run away.
Yes.
That's such an unfortunate side of this music industry.
Yes.
And before we continue with the interview, let's listen to a bit more of Jane Bosia and get to enjoy some more of some good music. Here's Jane Bosia, all the way from Bordeaux. By way of UK and Ivory Coast, and now in Kenya. So are you permanently in Kenya now?
for now, until God decides otherwise.
What is the plan? Because let me ask you this. Gospel music, you can either choose it as a ministry or choose it as a career, but it depends on how you want the message to how you want your message to be perceived and your music to be perceived. So with your music, it's worship.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the type of... You've seen our Kenyan music industry and the gospel music scene. You've seen it's more dance than worship. So with your message and your music, 10 years from now, Jane Bosia, where do you want it to reach?
The whole world, by God's grace. Right now we are able to reach with the social media. You can be in Kenya, someone in Australia is listening to your music. So yeah, this is my desire is that my music will be reaching out to the whole world, and souls will be saved, because I'm not doing music just for the sake of doing music. It's not a career, it's a ministry. Otherwise I would have dropped a long time ago, because it's not easy. But it's deep down inside of you. You can't, even if you want to stop, it's a calling. God asked me to do that, and I love. Yes, I cannot.
How did you recognize that in yourself? I've always wanted to ask that question to ministers, because when you say it's a calling, how did you recognize that voice?
Because you are not doing, especially me, I am not expecting like a reward, and even if sometimes it's very hard, you want to stop. Like I was saying, I don't know how I was saying that, but sometimes I want to stop. And then 2 days later, I find myself having more ideas and having more passion and more zeal about that. And so even if I want to stop, I won't have peace. I don't think I will have peace. It's me, it's who I am. I've made, yes, God created me for that. Yeah.
It's your purpose.
I will not quit.
Now, in terms of the Kenyan music scene, you've seen our artists. Are there any collaborations and stuff?
Not for now. We have some plan, but it has not been confirmed yet. So,
any names that we know?
No, because the person is not even aware of that. So, but I just want to tell you that Evelyn Wanjiru is my friend, my dear friend. So yeah, we might do something together.
Awesome stuff. We're waiting for that collaboration.
Yeah.
You've seen what's been going on. Is there any message to Kenyans? The current mood in the country go a bit... How do I put this? We've seen what is going on in the news. So as a minister, I feel like, it would be unfair to the people who are watching you at home if you didn't give that message from your heart. Minister to us, so to speak. Is there something that you would like to tell us as Kenyans, as the people who are watching you right now? A message from Jane Bosia.
I haven't been here for too long, so I'm still learning. But the only thing I can say that trust God. I've been to different countries, and whatever the situation, I know that if you put your trust in God, He will never fail you. So this is what I can say. Yeah, just have faith. We continue to pray for the country, for the authorities, and we pray for wisdom. Yeah, for the authorities to have wisdom to lead a country. Your country is so beautiful, so blessed. You see how many TV, Christian radio, Christian TVs you have. We don't have that. I mean, I've been to the UK, I've been to Ivory Coast, to France. They don't have that. So your country is blessed, and you should be aware of that and be grateful to God for that. And let's push the gospel. Let's Jesus at the center of everything, and I'm sure that everything will be fine.
Yes. That's the message from Jane Bosia.
Yes.
Keep Jesus at the center of everything you do.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And stay steadfast in prayer.
Yes.
Awesome. And now what's next for Jane Bosia? EP?
Yes.
Album?
Yes. More songs in Lingala, Swahili.
Lingala?
Yeah.
You have to give us a sample.
I have Congolese friends.
You have to give us a sample.
Oh my God. I don't know the Lingala part. But the English part is, I depend on you. I'm nothing without you. Hey. My life is in your hands, oh God. I depend on you. I depend on you. I'm nothing without you. My life is in your hands, oh God. I depend on you.
What a voice, what a voice. Where can people find you and support your music?
I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Jane Bosia.
Bosia, and that's B-O-S-S-I-A, Jane Bosia. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much
for being in our country, first and foremost.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
And we are happy to have you.
Amen.
Awesome. This was Entertainment Thursday, and that was Stephanie Ayeta with a special message from Ngemi FM. Of course, they are doing their roadshow. We're launching Ngemi FM here at KBC, so make sure you stay tuned on all our social media platforms. That's at KBC Channel 1 television show, to stay tuned and be up to date with what is going on. And if you just missed the show, the hashtag is KBC Niyetu. Hashtag Good Morning Kenya. Go to YouTube, that's at KBC Channel 1 television show. Until next time, cheers.